of that $75,000, $25,000 for first. It's a lot on the line.
But you know, these players are not playing for the money. They are playing because they want to be the best of the best of the best on the main stage. To introduce our two players in the grand finals is none other than Anna Prosser.
Thanks, guys. If I were sitting out there in the audience with you, this is the point where I would be hitting you and making really excited noises. So feel free to do that with your friends if you want to. Make some excited noises. I'm going to introduce the players. In red, the Zerg Hope. It is Star Tail Life. Life, this is familiar ground for you. You have won an MLG championship before. Adding this to your list of accomplishments, what would that mean to you?
전에도 이 결승전 MLG 이기신 적이 있는데 이번에 이기시면 어떤 의미가 있으신지?
이기면 MLG 2연속 우승이라서 좋을 것 같아요.
If I win, it's my second win, so it's gonna be pretty good.
Yes, it will. His opponent in blue, the legendary KT Roaster Flash.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3 days have passed, and here we are. It's Championship Sunday, and this is the final match. I'm DJ Wheat.
And I'm Day 9. It couldn't be a better final match. I've never been so thrilled to cast a finals in my life. KT's Flash, the god of Brood War versus the king of Lings. Star Tail's Life. Introduce our red player in the bottom left.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Red Zerg, he had some best-of-5 series that went the entire way. He kept us on the edge of our seats throughout the entire tournament, and he is here in the finals. Give it up for the last remaining Zerg. It is Star Tail Life. But it's getting in there. Marine is about ready to pop out, and he will go ahead and repair the depots. And these Zerglings are not going to be able to bust through the wall, and that means we're going on to phase 2 of this game. This engineering base not quite done yet. The cancellation to come soon enough. And look at Life. He's continuing his assault here, moving back these weak Zerglings. Meanwhile, Flash dropping that CC inside his base.
The engineering bay. The engineering bay is canceled with a few seconds left. Now, who is ahead?
We have more harassment from the Hellions. One finally does go down. Zerglings now heading out. Oh, they catch a spider, or they catch, excuse me, a Widow Mine over on the east side of the map. They take it out before it can get to its destination. That means the Hellions are all alone. The third base for Life is now up. Command center, third CC for Flash is finished as well, but it's just building SCVs to pop. Also some spines thrown around as well as some spores to potentially stop any drops, but here comes a big force. Now, there is no burrow for Life. He can't set up any sort of bomb attacks here, but he's setting up a great potential surround, Sean.
Uh-oh, those Widow Mines need to burrow, and they need to burrow now. There's so many units Flash forced to lift up. Those Widow Mines, though, oh my God, oh, a nice connection there. Finds to be that effective, but here comes an amazing connection, possibly. Does land nicely on those, and it's going to have to be emergency thrusters to pull back. The Widow Mines dealing some of the most significant damage there, but still, it's not quite enough.
You're going to drag those mutas into more Widow Mines. Not going to let that happen, but there's still quite a few here. He's got to be careful. 2 more do burrow. And he is going to manage to pull all these units back, both players sustaining minimal losses in that exchange, but you can tell that these two are really, really vying for space in this map here.
Absolutely, and the key rule in StarCraft 2, if you have the much faster army, expand to opposite corners. That's exactly what we see Life doing. Life continuing to terrorize these forces. Widow Mines might do a big hit. Not quite. for some just amazing amount of control, Life continues to deflect every single one of these Widowmine attacks, and it looks like it's doing almost more damage than to the Terran than to the Zerg, but amazingly Flash, his macro is too good. The medevacs get picked off. The game is still quite even.
It is 123 supply to 143 supply. Life with just a slight advantage. His Mutalisk count has dropped a little bit, but unfortunately in that chaos, a lot of the Widowmines hitting single Zerglings or maybe just a small pack of Zerglings, which has to be tough for the engagement regardless, because one hit on like a pack of Mutas or those Banelings could be devastating for Life. But Flash, his macro is awesome and he just continues these attacks.
Gonna be emergency thruster time. A Widowmine, it does burrow, and a nice connection yet again. Flash continuing to stim and lead forward with this Marine medevac force, but Life knows the medevacs are the real danger. He's target firing them again and again and again. 20 Mutals, only 13 Marines out right now for Flash. He needs to catch up in that Marine production. He's gonna have to actually stay calm and sit back for a little while.
Should be noted too in the southeast position, scanned the moment that I actually catch it on camera. Life, his southeast expansion has been seen now. It's currently not mining, but it's there. The Mutas now gonna head on over to the third. Is there a missile turret? Absolutely not. One goes down, but too little, too late. This huge pack of Mutalisks is gonna do a ton of damage on the third, about the third or fourth time that this base has been assaulted.
It looks like Banelings and Zerglings getting morphed outside the front of Flash's base. I mean, these supply depots, not a huge weakness for Flash, but still a weakness that Life is going to exploit. Needs to get those Widowmines burrowed right now. The Banelings are almost up, and there they pop out. Nice sniping by Flash.
Very, very good target fire all around. One medevac heads down to get rid of this hatchery in the southeast position, keeping Life on 4 bases. Life going back in with the Mutas to the third, keeping the SCVs on top of that missile turret.
An amazing mind connection kills off 17 Zerglings, but it looks like Flash has decided this is the key time to strike the left bases. He will sacrifice his third, a very risky maneuver.
Yeah, the Zergling's going to continue to pile onto the SCVs there, and he may lose this orbital command. The Mutas continuing their harass. Meanwhile, we've got another base under attack from Life, and Life is separated here, but this hatchery is most certainly going to go down.
I mean, Flash doing his absolute best to hang on, but still 15 Mutalisks versus 22 Marines, most of the Marines at the left position or down in the bottom right, and it looks like Flash will lose the orbital command.
Oh my gosh, and a ton of Banelings evict this little group of units from Flash. Flash activates the Ignite Afterburners and will get out of there.
Uh-oh, he
the
will
Mutas!
not get out of there. Here come the Mutalisks to pick these off. Flash about to completely plummet in supply, desperately trying to join the rest of his units in that force.
I mean, this is the style of play that Life has been using versus Terrans in this competition. This is the style of play that has ultimately led him to victory. To be here in the finals for the MLG 2013 Winter Championship seems to be working, and now we've got the Vipers coming out, and on top of that, the Mutalisk count has stayed so high that the thought of Blinding Cloud on these units and the fact that he doesn't have that many, Sean, seems really scary for Flash.
Drop in the bottom left. We see that Hive is up. Vipers are coming out, but Adrenal has not been started. 3-3 upgrades for Life have not been started. An unusual amount of flustering happening on Life's half. Flash starting to stabilize. A little bit more Mutalisks coming. There's going to have to be a forced target fire to try to pick off all those Mutalisks.
Got another CC going up here for Flash. The northwest base occupied by Life. He now has drones there occupying it, re-getting that that fourth as well. We now have Flash moving down to his base to make sure that it gets up, and I think that's got to be a priority in this situation.
Absolutely.
There's a ton of Widowmines around there. One big hit on those Mutas, but they will go back. Thankfully, they now have some regeneration, so he does not have to sacrifice any sort of Queen energy on that. He can just wait and attack once he is full health.
Medevac assault going along the south side. Fortunately, Life is heading most of his units to the top for Flash, but Flash still has to be very, very careful in this engagement. It looks like there is one Widowmine. Does get picked off. Another engagement, not too bad for either player, but in the main base, Flash may very well get another opportunity to kill this pool.
He's going in for it. This time he's going to target it. Mutalisk coming in once again to save it. Pull down to 200 points of health. 144, 128,
96, 63, 39,
39,
14.
Oh my God!
He gets it down, and Flash engages at the north side. Banelings do a terrible hit, killing almost nothing but 5 Ultralists in production for Life. There's a narrow timing window where Flash can really do a lot of damage, but the Zerglings might very well surround. The Abducts might be on the docket. Oh no.
Oh, those Medivacs aren't going anywhere. Sean brought back to the Mutalists. Mutalists are going to happily take them out. And right now, Flash is macroing great, but he's throwing every last unit into this army that Life is quite simply devouring.
Life, stunning macro, stunning play, start to finish, out macroing the Macro King. An amazing Baneling connection.
Wow, I mean, it's so, the Widowmine hits. There have been a few, Sean, that you expect to get the giant pack of Zerglings, but Life has been so thoughtful with this control and how he's bringing it in. But you know what? It may not matter. Here come the Ultralists.
Oh my God, by the fourth base of Life, a huge pack of Ultralists is hanging out down to the south. Oh my goodness, those Vipers just barely above that enormous pack. 6, 7 Ultralists right now, 3 more coming out. Flash trying to push, trying to make it happen. He is not gonna like what he will run into.
No, he will not, and he is hoping that these Widowmines are going to help him out. That is a very small army. Widowmines versus Ultralists, not that great. In fact, just look at the lack of damage right there, and he's got a very, very small army to combat this. This looks like an unwinnable battle as Life is just marching those Ultralists to the front of Flash's base.
Flash not going to give up, though, continues to drop back in the main. The spawning pool has been rebuilt. Lings continue to flood. Flash cannot get the northern expansion up. Flash opts to engage. That's a lot of Vipers there. A number of Abducts could continue to pick off the Medivacs, but Flash going to try to kite these Ultralists as best he can. 2 Widowmines do get a couple nice hits off, but Flash, stops microing, and he loses every one of those Marine Marauder.
Yeah, that is rough. He did happen to have a few of those Ultralists down to the point where he was going to be able to kill them. Flash using this one Marine to try to dance around the bases and do some damage. But it looks like Life is going to actually back off here. He does have some very low health Mutalists. Might not be the smartest idea to just try to go directly into the natural. But I think that Life also needs to be aware of this base that is in the far east here for Flash. Southeast has been regained by Life, but to give Flash that opportunity to get back in the game on his mineral and gas count might be a big mistake.
Oh no, Flash accidentally spots the top left expansion, and this is a terrifying moment for a Terran player when you're thinking, I need to kill off his fourth, I need to kill off his fourth. And then it turns out he actually has 6 bases, so you have a lot more work ahead of you. Oh, Life getting ready to do another push at the north.
Here we go, Zerglings going in, no Widowmines this time. The Vipers do go down, one Blinding Cloud does drop. And these Marines and Marauders will get as far back as they possibly can. We see Life split his units up, work on the SCVs while he attacks his army.
Oh,
Here come the
Banelings! Trying to get into a good angle, amazing splitting by Flash, but without enough units, he just cannot hope to pick off these Ultralist numbers. Ultralist at the front, the base at the far right in shambles. Flash down to 75 food, 2 more Ultralists in production, and oh man, at the north flank, a pack of Lings, Ultralists flooding up to the north. Flash has no units left.
Nothing. I mean, right now he's trying to defend with what very little he has left. The Queens have come out to transfuse these Ultralists. We've got Ultras and Lings now attacking nearly every single base that Flash calls his own, and GG!
Life takes a convincing game number 1. A very confusing opening, sifts his way through the chaos calmly.
And really emulates the style that he was shooting for all tournament long. Didn't change anything, wasn't hiding anything. He went with the early pool, but what then transpired was a style like what we've seen him defeat some other Terrans with throughout this competition.
Yeah, and now a map choice does go to Flash, and we've seen Life perform so well on these large maps where there's a lot of difficult spots, a lot of chaos.